We're joined now by former Defense Secretary and CIA Director during the Obama administration, Leon Panetta. Sir, good to have you on the show.
Good to be with you, Jim.
So first on the Iran war, because the Trump administration and the president seem to believe they have control here, that they could dial up or dial down military action as they need. But it's actually Iran and its allies that have now expanded this conflict once again to another front, the Houthis attacking shipping in the Red Sea. And I just wonder, from your perspective, who has the upper hand right now in this conflict?
Well, history tells us that forever wars do not end well. And I think that's the box we're in right now. Whether it was Vietnam, whether it was Iraq, whether it's Afghanistan, or whether it's Iran right now, the problem is that there really is no clear objective that the president is trying to put his arms around. So he continues military attacks, which intelligence makes pretty clear is not going to move Iran. And at the same time, the American people are paying a very heavy price as a result of oil prices going sky high and the cost of living increasing as much as it is. And so he's basically in a box right now, trying to figure out if there's a way out. And frankly, I think right now, this country is in deep trouble in terms of figuring some kind of strategy that can end this war. It does not look well at this point.
So this attack was on Saudi ships. How do you see that? Is it at all a response to this Saudi-U.S. nuclear deal?
Well, it's hard to tell. You cannot ignore the fact that the Houthis are now trying to basically establish a blockade on oil passing through the Red Sea. And with the Straits of Hormuz closed and the Houthis now trying to block oil going through the Red Sea, what you're talking about is even a greater impact in terms of the price of oil. So the president really doesn't have much alternative but to be able to go after the Houthis in order to try to interfere with their blockade. If he doesn't do that, then we're going to continue to sit here with what I think is a potential oil crisis that could really hurt our economy.
The trouble is the administration has tried before to eliminate the Houthi threat and attacked Houthi positions and shot down Houthi drones with multi-million-dollar missiles and so on, and determined that it really wasn't worth it. You know, either the financial cost, which was enormous, but also the cost of U.S. munitions, which have been further depleted by the ongoing war with Iran. Is there a good military operation for dealing with the Houthi threat to the Red Sea?
Jim, you're familiar with what happened with the Houthis in the past, and essentially it was another one of these forever wars where we decided to go after the Houthis. The Saudis went after the Houthis. The UAE went after the Houthis. And in the end, none of that worked. The Houthis continued to attack ships in the Red Sea. And so I don't see a viable strategy here to ultimately be able to shut down what the Houthis are doing. I think the only alternative for the administration is to get back to the negotiating table in some way to be able to try to address a way out of this war. Attacks, bombs, blockades, other approaches, it can look like the president's taking the right action, but in the end, it is not going to result in any kind of significant change to the current situation. We're in a box. We got to figure out a way to get out of it.
How do they get back to the table and have leverage? How would you do that?
Yeah.
I think there's only one way I've thought of to achieve any kind of leverage in dealing with Iran, and that relates to the Straits of Hormuz. It was a mistake in the MOU to imply, and it did strongly imply, that Iran would control the Straits of Hormuz. That was a bad mistake. And the result is they continue to use that as leverage to get back at the United States. What the United States has to do in order to get any kind of leverage here is it has to take control of the Straits of Hormuz and be able to control the free access that is necessary in order to be able to restore our economy. If the president doesn't take any action to be able to take control of the Straits of Hormuz, then I think we're only left with the hope that somehow we're going to get back to a negotiating table that is now not only going to consider what happens in the nuclear area, but is going to consider what happens to the Straits of Hormuz as well. That's going to be a very complicated negotiation.
And from a military perspective, the possibility of a ground element and all the danger that a ground element would involve. Leon Panetta, thanks so much.
Good to be with you.